that name if it pleased you. But you know how I feel. Little brother, you scared when you walk around talking about those politicians. They killed enough of our leaders. Don't that tell you something? You walk around like you're a Junior Farrakhan to somebody. You don't have a bodyguard to protect your butt. And that mouth was going to get you in a whole lot of trouble.
Are you a puppet or a puppeteer? Sister, this here Bible that you read teaches you that it's better for a man to die for a cause than to live and stand for nothing. And it also teaches you that the truth is the light, and it shall set you free. Now, I know when you hear people say bad things about Farrakhan, it's because he's not afraid to tell the truth about the cruel treatment that we have faced in America as African Americans. And besides, the ghettos of America must be revitalized.
I just don't think it's right for you to go around challenging people who gets paid to make a change. The preachers, the presidents, and the ministers, it just doesn't make sense to me.
How can you say it doesn't make sense? Priscilla, your 14-year-old baby was shot and murdered in broad daylight. And they still haven't found the kid that did that yet.
But this isn't the time to be talking about that.
Yes, sister, the time is now. My nephew was shot down a block from his own home in broad daylight. You don't think the mayor or the president know the conditions out there in those streets? Kids die daily. People sit in their own homes and afraid to walk to the store. If we were afraid of our own people, we won't make it. You don't see the mayor or the president walk around here shaking hands. And they have secret servicemen that's to protect them. So is it they're too scared, they don't have time, or they just don't give a damn?
Confess, say, watch your mouth.
Oh my.
You know, I could have been a bitter and cold brother when my mother passed. And I was only 4 years old. And as time went on, I started to wonder and question myself. What was wrong with me that my own father didn't want to raise me? Oh. What was wrong with me that my own father didn't want to raise me? But you know, as a man, I don't hate anymore. Because I have respectable black mentors who teach me all the time not to hate and not to be bitter. You know, it makes me think, just like Ambassador Young always tell me, everyone deserves a second chance.
Do you know how much it pains me to know that my only son was taken from me before he even understood what life was? But one thing I do know, it would take God to change the wickedness out there in those streets. What happened to the legend running President Clinton? I can even talk to the man at the PTA bar this year.
So, you dedicate your time and your energy because you have love for those kids. And you come home, you see the madness in those streets that those kids see every day. I just don't understand. If we are afraid to go out there and change the things that need to be done, I just don't understand. You know, after all, I want to tell you something. When I found out that Nathan was killed, I wrote a little piece. I'd like to show you.
Go ahead, baby.
I want to grow old and have kids of my own. But every time I walk the street, I'm afraid of another black man